But welcome everybody to the latest episode of the Socially Conscious St. Louis podcast. It is episode 19. We kind of took a week off, so to speak. We were supposed to have a guest today, but unfortunately he got sick. So he would not be joining us today. So we will be coming to you early on a Friday instead of the usual Sunday. Anyways.
Don't be a hater.
Anyways, I am your gracious host, Aquarius. I'm King David. I'm in here with my co-host, my best friend, and honestly, I couldn't do it without her, Rebecca Quarles, everybody. What's going on,
What's
Becky?
up, good people? Not so much, you know.
Tried to get that YouTube, Google Hangouts, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop online, and it wasn't working for some reason.
Yeah, it didn't like us today. Maybe next week, people. Maybe next week.
Eventually, man. Eventually we'll get it. We might have to do a couple practice runs and figure it out. I'm not sure how exactly it's pulling the audio. I'm not sure if it's pulling the audio straight off the computer, which it probably should be, which at some point it should be a place for me to turn up the volume, but we'll figure it out later. We don't have time for this.
Yeah. We'll get it worked out eventually.
Sure we will, but this is the episode 19 of the Socially Conscious St. Louis podcast, and I think that we should start with current events. What do you think, Becky?
Sure, the white man hasn't shut us down yet, so I think we're doing pretty good.
Can't no white man turn us loose, turn around. Ain't no white man turn me around.
Nobody turn
Ain't
me
gonna
around.
let whitey locks turn me around.
Turn me around.
We not gonna let whitey locks turn me around.
Oh. So you ain't thanking God for slavery. Okay, go ahead.
No, I don't think that.
For sure, current event sounds great.
I don't thank God for slavery. Like, okay, so what my friend here is referring to, and it's been a long day, y'all. It's been a long work day. I ended up working my off day today because I need that money so I can funnel into more lawns. So give us a minute. We'll start to get in the rhythm, and then, you know, more laughs and jokes will come along. Kind of got to get warmed up here. But yes, what Rebecca was referring to, I was on the bus just a few days ago, and I was talking to Becky about this situation that I had with a friend of mine, and I can't necessarily say he's so much of a friend anymore. I can definitely say he's a friend from the past, and we were as thick as thieves, but people grow, they change, and, you know, people spread apart. So we'll kind of touch on that a little bit later. But, so I was on the phone with Rebecca, and we were talking about the conversation that me and my friend of old had, referring to workers versus owners. And I am a firm believer that most of your education will not come from you getting a debt certificate, a piece of debt paper that they call a degree. I'm not anti-degree, I'm not anti-college, but I mean, college is overrated. It is. That's why millennials are most educated, but yet they are, or I should say, we are the most unemployed. I'm not unemployed, but I didn't ever go to college either. So, we were having a discussion, and, you know, he kind of got offended because he's one of those college educated Negroes or miseducated Negroes. And, we kind of got into it. He's like, well, my job affords me $100,000 a year and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. So anyways, if y'all have not listened to a St. Louis podcast before, me and Rebecca both have owner's mentalities. We don't have workers' mentalities. We have boss mentalities. Rebecca and I are the type of people who will be successful in the upcoming generation, because we are entering our third industrial revolution, basically. We are entering the age of robotics. Now, most of our jobs are either getting shipped overseas or they're being downsized because of robots are doing our jobs. So, in reality, aside from a few professions, college isn't going to get you anywhere. Like a debt certificate ain't going to get you anywhere. It's going to be the creators and the programmers who are going to be successful in the upcoming generations. You're going to have to be able to create something for yourself and your family, or you're going to have to be the one who either creates the robots or the one who programs the robots in order for you to be successful in this upcoming years. I'm trying to tell you, this is some real deal stuff here. The workforce is being downsized by a lot because robots are taking over. So, I'm not anti-debt certificate, but I'm not necessarily a pro-debt certificate either, because, the same books that you get in college, I can buy online and read for myself. So, I'm just saying that, so I'm just kind of setting the stage here, so we can kind of understand where we're going. So, I'm having a conversation about, what we were just talking about. And I always say there's two types of people in the world. And depending on the conversation, those two types of people change. But I'm like, there's two types of people in this world. There are those who own the bank, and there are those who work for the bank. You either own the company or you work for the company. Okay? So, part of ownership comes from shedding that slave mentality. Because in shedding that slave mentality, your mind switches from, I can only work for a white man for 30 years and get a good job, to, well, hell, I can do this myself and do it better than a white man. Look at my ancestors. My ancestors in slavery and post-slavery, let's just say that our ancestors didn't know how to read, they didn't know how to write, they didn't know how to spell, most of them, except for the preacher. And the preacher can only preach what the slave master allows him to preach. But yet, we seem to create a lot of inventions. So, despite the fact of us being illiterate, black people were never dumb. Never dumb. So, I was talking to Rebecca, and this dude was like, he had said something, he's like, man, thank God for slavery. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. Man, when dude, that nigga was like, I thank God for, I leaned back in my, I was like, bruh. You did not, you did not just say that to me.
I was done after he said that Asians were smarter. Asians were the smartest people. I was done after that. When I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, this dude's okay.
Right, so he's like, thank God for slavery, and then he said something about, he's like, well, Asians smart? I was like, no. Yes, they are. No, they're not. Who you think taught the Asians all the mathematics and the sciences that they have?
it seemed like he was really trying to argue that point, and you guys are telling them how powerful our people are. No. Oh my God.
So I was
I
like,
couldn't take it as that, man.
Bruh, do you realize what we have done as a people? Let's just say pre-slavery. Let's say all the thousands of years of pre-slavery. Do you know that Egypt, in the grand scale of things, is just a minuscule country, state that we built temples in? Like, do you know that Egypt is just a small fraction of what we done? There are greater places still than Egypt. You know, Ethiopia, Christianity, Islam, all that came out of Ethiopia, out of the ancient Hamitic spiritual system. How about Alexandria? Well, Alexandria is in Egypt, but still. How about Alexandria had the world's greatest library at one time that was burned down by, I believe, Alexander the Terrible, if I'm not mistaken. He's not great, he's terrible. How about Timbuktu, which was the world's largest, greatest trading post at one time? That's in Africa. That's in Southern Africa. Let's not all forget all the temples, all the pyramids that we built in Africa, Asia, Europe, North and South America, Australia. I'm pretty sure if you go to Antarctica, there's some pyramids over there too. I'm dead serious. Like, we circumnavigated this entire globe, and we built it, and we gave the people the culture and the history that the white man stole and grafted like 500 years onto, okay? So, I say, let's take us into slavery. Do you know that everything America was built on, we built? The traffic lights. So I start running some black inventions down to the brother. You know, we invented the stoplight, the refrigerator, the cotton gin. I know they told you a white man invented the cotton gin. Eli Whitney didn't invent the cotton gin. And if you think he invented the cotton gin, I just have one question for you. What white man ever invented something to make your job easier? I'll wait.
Not at all, because they say it costs too much money. We had that fight every day.
Exactly. And then it was another dude that started, once I started getting on dude head, it was another dude like, yeah, why you think Alexander Graham Bell had all those black inventors in his workshop? Woo, 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 woo. Because we smart. And he's like, no, Asians are the smartest. Like, no, nigga, we're the smartest on the planet. We are the original people. You know, his dude was like, the only thing the white man ever invented was the patent office. So I'm like, exactly. And then there was even a little young guy was dropping some gems. But that was after dude had got off the bus though, you know. I was like, yeah. So I was like, I had never heard that in person before. I've heard it on the internet, that Florida lawmaker, I know we talked about that a couple podcasts ago, that Florida lawmaker, aka Coons, said thank God for slavery, because if it weren't for slavery, we'd still be in Africa worshiping trees.
But you would never think that you would hear that up close and like somebody right in your face saying that.
No.
That's a different experience.
No, but let me say that if the Africans were worshiping trees, which they were not, but if the Africans were worshiping the trees, that's because they know the tree's life. The tree is close to the creator. Let me tell y'all how the creator works. There's a thing called the dialectical laws of opposite. Y'all can write that down. It's called the dialectical laws of opposite. Where there's hot, there must be cold. Where there's man, there must be woman. Okay? Where there's rain, there must be sun. Those are the dialectical laws of opposite. So, the trees give out oxygen. When trees grow, they're living things Trees put out oxygen. Plants and flowers put out oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
What do humans inhale? Humans inhale oxygen, correct, Becky?
That is correct.
Okay, and we exhale carbon dioxide.
Carbon monoxide.
Is it carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide? I think it's carbon dioxide. Yes.
It is. Sorry about that.
Yes, so we inhale oxygen, we exhale carbon dioxide. Trees, in turn, take that carbon dioxide, use it for fuel and energy in order to give us back oxygen. You see how that works?
Yeah.
We breathe in oxygen, we exhale carbon dioxide, the tree takes that carbon dioxide and turns it into oxygen, and thus the cycle is continued. It's an infinite loop. That's how the Creator works. So if the Africans were so-called worshiping trees, as the coon woman says, that means the Africans knew the importance of trees and that the trees are close to the Creator. So I was like, wow, I can't believe I heard that from dude. But
it is shocking.
I mean, it is. It really is. I mean, even if you don't know anything about your ancestral history, why would anybody thank God for slavery? Like, that's absurd.
Who would think? It's almost like who would think to say it? You know what I mean? Like, like how beaten and broken down is your spirit to say something like that?
Yeah. And you can tell the brother's never done any type of studying, because with the proper environment, black people far excel every other race on this planet. Which, there's only one race, and there's the human race. Let's just say skin color demographic. When black people are left to our own devices, we far surpass every other skin color demographic. That is a fact. We are the original. We came first. Nothing can be as good as the original.
Now, a lot of people was upset with David Banner for making that comment when he said the worst thing that happened to us was integration, and the best thing for us was segregation.
Do you want to speak
and a
to
lot
that?
of people called him, they were like, you are a separatist because of that. Which is kind of like what your friend was saying, or whoever he was, Q, was kind of saying when we got to talking about, because I remember the conversation we were talking about college and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that I'm against college, because I have some degrees, and so does Regis. Now my stuff was paid for through scholarships, so I'm pretty happy about that. But as far as Regis is concerned, he graduated top of his class. He had a couple degrees himself. He graduated top of his class, and them student loans is no joke. They want you to pay them $600 a month for them student loans. They don't care nothing about what you got going on.
That's a car payment. A brand new car payment.
How about he got his car brand new, and his car payment is nowhere near that amount?
No,
not even. It's less than half of that. So I digress. But it was a man that went to K-State that said college is a scam. He was a 4.0 student. Dropped out. He was going to K-State, which is a college here, Kansas State. And he dropped out his freshman year. He was going to school to be an architect, and he said it was a scam. He said it was just a decision that he made because he said, to get where he wanted to get in life, if he went to college, he would be almost 40 years old by the time he finished and heavily in debt.
Yep.
He was like, and on his own, he felt like, for him, he said, if it's the best decision for you, do what's best for you. He was like, but I was going to K-State top of my class, and it just wasn't a good decision for me because I could make more money online, and everything that they were teaching me in class, all these extracurricular activities and classes that they make you take, you don't even need to be in the profession that you're trying to be into. He was like, he said, I watch YouTube videos and I learn more in the YouTube videos about what I need to do in my field, in my career versus being in college, taking all these gym classes and college classes and all that. So he was like, some people, they feel like that's for them, that do them, but don't be upset with people that feel like college is not for them.
And that's part of the reason why I never went to college. Because it's like, I want to be, because I was looking to go back to school to get my bachelor's in business administration.
Mm-hmm.
I was considering it.
Okay.
I've always been pretty goddamn smart with all the white man's college. But I was just considering because I thought it might help me in my business practices. And this was like a few years ago. And I kind of started looking into stuff. And it's like, you got to take all these extra bullshit ass courses that have nothing to do with your major just so they can charge you extra money for these extra classes.
Yep.
So it's kind of like you being a doctor. You got to go through like 4 years of regular college.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to do, I think, another 4 years. No, I think you got to do like 2 years of pre-med.
And then post-grad.
Right. You got to do like 2 years of pre-med. And then you got to figure out what area of doctor stuff that you're going in, like veterinarian or you're going to be a cardiologist or whatever. And then you got like another 2 years of that plus like another 2 years of a residency. So by the time you get out of college just to be a doctor, you're well over $100,000 in debt.
Oh no, you're about a year's salary, if not more, because, if you're going to school to get a doctorate, just say like, for instance, for a doctorate in pharmacy, that's 8 years of school. That's anywhere between 6 to 8 years of school. And a lot of people will work part-time to get those clinical hours in to try to cut down like 2 years, but it's still a lot of schooling. It's still a lot, and you about $150,000 to $200,000 in debt. And a lot of people will initially like try to stay with their family and stuff, to kind of pay off that student loan debt if you have that type of family. But let's just be honest, most people don't have that luxury.
No, and you know what pisses me off? First of all, they're overcharging you.
Of course.
Because now you can go to Cuba, and as long as you're of African descent, you can go to Cuba and go to doctor school for free. Cuba has one of the greatest healthcare schools in the world.
If you're in Germany, you can go to school, I think it's 2 to 4 years. You can go 2 to 4 years for free as well. And this place is here. It's states here. It's very few, but it's a couple states here. I think New York may be one where you can go to school for 2 years, at least get your associate's or bachelor's for free. Yeah.
But then it's like, on a whole other side note, but sort of pertaining to the college aspect of how crooked they are.
Mm-hmm.
Look at college athletes. Do you know how many millions of dollars college athletes bring in?
Yeah, and how much money they're not making.
Which is zero. But they had a problem with LeVar Ball starting his own league. Because that's eating their profits. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Like, I read a link, or I seen a video or something somebody did talking about how much some of these college coaches are getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Man, do you know some of these college coaches are getting paid $100,000, $200,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000? as a base salary. That's not including like if you win a championship or something like this, you know, you get like an extra certain amount of money in the coach's account. Like, I think that's absurd. The reason why are these coaches getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars? For what?
See if we
So you can keep the Negroes on the field? So you can keep the
It's some
Negroes on
coaches
the
that
court?
pay $7 million a year.
Who?
It's some of them that get paid millions.
Yeah, I know.
There's one guy named Nick Saban.
Yeah, Nick Saban.
He's at the top. Yep, he makes $7,087,481.
Isn't he
in his first season?
Coach for LSU Tigers? Nick Saban?
It doesn't say, but I'll tell you this. Hold up. He coached Alabama Crimson Tide.
Okay. Right. I got you.
Now, Jim Harbaugh, the head coach in Michigan, in his first year, he made $7,000,000.
So I'm sorry, y'all. I completely underestimated the numbers. We're in the millions. And that's not even
some make it 10.
the donations and stuff that alumni give.
How about the one in Kansas? He makes $4.94 million
per year.
Yep. Florida 5.15, Texas 5.16, Ohio 5.86. They did the top list of 10. Oklahoma 5.86 million, Kentucky 6.88. Yep. Then the one that's at the top is Alabama, 7.99 million.
Wow. Right.
So we definitely underestimate that joint.
Yeah. But still, that's way too much money to run a professional football program. And they say it's semi-pro, but it's really not. It's a professional football program. All they do, they're literally training you to get ready for the next platform.
And you
That's
ain't even
their
guaranteed.
job. They're training you to get ready for the NFL Combine or the NBA draft. That's what they're training you to do.
Well, you ain't even guaranteed to make it.
Not even guaranteed to make it, but they're literally training you to go do that.
And you stuck with all that debt while they making millions of dollars per season and can't give you no money to help you pay off that debt.
They can, they just won't. Well, they're student athletes, and we believe that student comes first. Okay.
You sure about that, homie? The millions come first. That's what it look like.
Yeah, well, you know. But it's mostly us that play professional sports.
That's true.
That's why. But debt certificates. Is it worth the money and time invested in it? Should we go to college? What benefits will we get if we go to college? Rebecca, as a college graduate, please speak to that.
Well, I'll just say for me, college is not something that was necessarily talked about in my house. I didn't have a household where people talked about the importance of school and stuff like that. I will be honest with you. I was the first one to graduate high school matter of fact, I'm the only one that graduated high school out of all my mother's children and out of all my aunt's children. I am the only one that went to high school, that graduated high school. And nobody had been to college yet that I knew of, so I wanted to go because nobody else went. I will be honest with you, I made a lot of friends in college. Was it beneficial? No. Everything that I know and learned was done outside of college. It just wasn't beneficial for me. On a friend aspect, yes. In terms of like, I was on certain boards, I don't know, SGA and all that wonderful stuff, yada yada. And it's just something that wasn't beneficial to me because after college, they don't really care because they don't care. Like some people have like employment assistance programs, they don't really care. They don't really care, in my opinion. So was it beneficial for me? No. It just wasn't.
So is it worth the money and time invested in it?
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. So what, you can have this certificate, it's a piece of paper that says you're certified, do this. Let me explain something to you. Most of the people who have those certificates still don't know how to do the job as somebody who's done OJT without their certificate and not being certified.
Right. And you know, it's funny.
That paper.
You know, Kanye was trying to tell us about this in 2004 with the college dropout.
Before he lost him.
Yeah, before he lost his mother. Rest in peace to his mother. But yeah, Kanye had these skits. Was it on? I believe it was on the first album.
College dropout.
And he was talking about how this guy's dad, like, he never worked, but he went to college and had like, you know, 6 or 7 degrees, and then he ended up dying and left his son nothing. And his son's like, well, you know, I might not have such, but at least I have these degrees to keep me warm.
I'm a master's, and then my master's, and then my master's.
Right. So, our debt certificates, that's what I call them. I call them debt certificates or pieces of debt paper, because that's really all they are. That's really all they are. It's a piece of debt attached to a piece of paper. It's a debt note. This piece of paper lets us know that you're in debt. Before you even start your career, you in debt. Is it worth? I would say, is it worth the time and money?
Hell no.
For most, we're not going to make blanket statements. For most, no, it's definitely not worth the time and money. And it's funny because that very same friend who told me, like, well, you know, I'm not in my field, but that college degree helped me to get to where I am. That I seriously doubt, because no disrespect for him, no disrespect to him, but he has that good old fashioned Negro mentality. Work yourself up through the ranks and retire in 30 years with a good job and a good pension from a good white man. He's got that mentality.
I just asked, I don't think my question ever got answered. And I just asked, and out of respect for you, and plus I didn't feel like it, I didn't want to go back and forth. I just asked and said, hey, you know, does your job or what you're doing, you know, how are you implementing that into the community? And he was like, oh, well, my job, we do events for this and this and that. No, what did you go to school for? What you go to school for? How is that bettering your community?
We didn't say nothing about Anheuser-Busch.
Aside from Anheuser-Busch, and there's nothing wrong with the activism in regard to what companies do. Okay, great, but at the end of the day, just like my company does, the company that I work for, they get that money back in regards to like tax write-offs and stuff like that. So you give it back, but you still getting that money back. But that's a whole other conversation. What is your job and what did you go to school for? How is that giving back to the community? Prime example, I got a friend who's going to school to be a pharmacist. She's going to open a pharmacy in the black community. So how or what are you doing? Is that a part of your community? Not for what your job does. Just saying.
Exactly. And he was also, oh, well, I learned at 4 that the world was unfair and I just got to pull myself up by my bootstraps, and you can too. Like,
congratulations.
It's not that simple. Besides, he was afforded a good life. Both of his parents were in his life. His mom is a stenographer. I forget what the hell his dad does, but he makes decent money. And I think his brother's a cop. So you were afforded a decent lifestyle. Decent education through the Hazelwood school system. Everybody can't say the same. Again, how is helping your community? And they never could answer. And so it's like, okay, well, are you saying that college doesn't matter? Like, no, nobody's saying that college doesn't matter. But again, quoting the great late ancestor Carter G. Woodson in The Miseducation of the Negro, he outlines how the most educated among us are the most indoctrinated. And it's not even education, because he kept trying to throw that up in my face too. Well, are you against higher education?
That's the whole point.
I'm like, no, you're not getting educated. Educate means to bring out of ignorance. And I gave him the definition a good 2 or 3 times. You see, it's just like, I was telling you the other day, Rebecca, when I do lessons or lectures, I lecture at my home church from time to time.
Okay.
And the last time I did a lecture, it's called When Good Men Sit Instead of Stand. I think it's an awesome lesson. I want to upload it so bad. But due to circumstances and situations, I will not upload them at this time. But hopefully in the future, I can get some of these lessons uploaded. Because it's just like the white man can use the Bible to tell you that slaves are supposed to obey your earthly masters. I can use that very same Bible to teach you that the revolution will not be televised, and unless you fight, ain't nothing gonna happen. And that kind of goes into the whole gun control thing, but that's something for a little bit later. Because I was having this conversation with Jessica, well, part of a conversation with Jessica, and I said, even Jesus said to grab your sword. And he said, if you don't have a sword, sell your tunic to get you one.
Well, no punk.
So Jesus was really about protecting himself if Jesus was real. But we're just talking about the story here. So that same Bible that the white man uses to oppress you, I can use it to uplift you and energize you. So what I did, I took my church family through a walk through the Webster's White Man's Dictionary, as Rebecca calls it. And I specifically made a point to say, I want us to walk through the dictionary, because a lot of times we read stuff and we see a word or two we don't understand, and instead of stopping to look up the definition, we'll just roll right past it, and then you might miss out on the whole context of the paragraph. So I wanted it to be important with the lesson that we're dealing with, to take a walk through the Webster's White Man's Dictionary so the family can have an understanding of what's going on. You know, so like I say that to say this. I kept telling him, like, hey, you're not educated. Well, higher education, you're not educated. Educate means to bring out of ignorance. And a lot of college graduates I know are ignorant as that deal. And ignorance means you don't know. It doesn't mean you're stupid. Ignorance means you don't know. I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that a lot of college graduates are dumb as hell. Oh, they smart in a field. They smart in a field. Prime example. I was working in Express Scripts Building 1, right off of Hanley and 70.
I used to work there too.
Right. Shout out to Express Scripts, or not. But the building Express Scripts, it is a tiered building. And a tier is just basically a catwalk. So the whole center of the building has tiers. It's not enclosed. So you can see from the 3rd floor straight down to the basement. You can see up here, down here, and you can see down here to up there. So I was standing on the 2nd floor. I was gonna start sweeping so I can scrub the floor and buff it. And I was seeing this Indian guy come out of the wing, come out of one of the corridors. And I seen him, and he's standing over the railing, and he's talking to some guy. Well, that guy just so happens to be the pizza man. Now, Again, I've never been to college, but my eyes work just fine. I seen the pizza man when he came in. On the first floor. Now, you would think that you would know what floor you're on, because one, there's no exits on the second floor. There's no security guard desk. There's no turnstiles. There's no cafeteria. So obviously you're on another floor. But anyway, I watched this Indian cat argue with the pizza man about 5 minutes about what floor he was on. Now, mind you, this dude probably has a master's degree in pharmaceutical mathematics. He could probably break down the square root of pi and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop and build you a whole city out of aluminum foil and have lights in that bitch and running water and all type of stuff. But this nigga could not figure out what floor he was on. And I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at the pizza man, and the pizza man's like, hello, I'm here. And the guy's like, no. I am on the first floor. And the pizza man's like, no, I'm on the first floor. And I'm watching this whole thing go down. And then finally, the Indian cat looked down and was like, oh, well, apparently I'm not on the first floor. And I was just like, wow. And at that moment, I finally realized the old adage or the old saying is true. The smarter you are, the dumber you get. Because book smarts without street smarts is smart dumb. If all you have is book smarts and you don't have no street smarts, you a dummy. If all you have is street smarts, then book smarts, then you ain't no dummy, because the streets gonna teach you a whole hell of a lot more than them books. That's why people like Jay-Z are so successful. That's like people like 2 Chainz are so successful. That's like people like T.I. and Jeezy are so successful. When you come from the streets and you involved in illicit activities where your life could be ended at any moment, that does something to a nigga. That's why Jay-Z can walk into a boardroom, I want boom, 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 X, Y, and Z, and I want it now. And he will pretty much get everything he wants, if not everything he wants, because he's used to negotiating with niggas on the street. So when he put on a suit and tie or whatever and walk into a boardroom, he gets what he wants. So the most benefits that college has really is meeting your soulmate. Maybe some lifelong friends and your soulmate, and do a whole lot of fucking and sucking. That's pretty much what college is there for. College is there for you to sow your seeds and get all your sucking and fucking out your system, and possibly find the one who you are to be married with the rest of your life. It's pretty much all college is. Should we go to college? I think some people should go to college. I think teachers should go to college. Doctors should go to college. I think lawyers should go to college. I think a lot of people should go to college. But is college your only option? No. And if you do go to college, how are you going to parlay that degree into helping better your community? It's like we had a woman who started coming to our services last year, and I mean, she stopped coming for whatever reason. But she was a young black doctor. She was in her probably late 20s, early 30s. I think her and her husband both were doctors. And she says one Sunday, she says, you know, I've been thinking, and I've been having this feeling, you know, this heaviness on my heart that I want to do something, and now I feel like that message has me a clear understanding. She's like, I really want to open a clinic in the inner city for black people and you know, people of color and I'd like to do it like 2 days a week when I'm off work, and then I work at the hospital, and then I'll just volunteer my time at the clinic. That's how you do that. You parlay your degree to help your community. When the Jews take their kids and they sit down, Jews, Asians, it's pretty much everybody but black people. I don't know if the white community does this, but I know Jews and Asians definitely do this. They'll sit down. Okay, son, daughter, what do you want to go to school for? Because they like, you going to college. What are you going to college for? And they gonna sit down and you're gonna be like, well, I want to go to college to do this. They're gonna be like, no. But why? Because that ain't gonna benefit the community. They'll tell you flat out, no. We need you to be an accountant. That's what we need you to do. We need you to be an accountant.
Yep.
We need you to be a lawyer. That's gonna benefit our community. We need you to be a doctor. This, whatever it is that you're choosing, is not going to help our community.
Yep.
So okay, let's send our kids to college and make sure what education they get, they can bring it back to the community. They make sure that before you even start looking at colleges. How can you use this to benefit us? And they keep everything internalized in their community. And they stand together. So college can be worth it if you can parlay that college degree and some street smarts and funnel that into your community. I'm all for it. But do you necessarily need a college degree? No. Actually, no, you don't actually need a college degree. Actually, skilled labor is down. Skilled labor is way down. You want to know why skilled labor is down? It's because for the last 30, 40 years, parents have been telling their children, go to college and get a degree. Go to college. Don't even know why you're going to college, but parents have this thing, go to college. Especially black parents, go to college and make something of yourself. But what about all the people who build our infrastructure? Your college graduates aren't building the infrastructure. If you're a college graduate, you're supposed to be the one that's programming the robots. But if you figure, we need brick masons, we need welders, we need carpenters, we need plumbers, we need electricians, we need cement masons, whatever, the list goes on, as far as skilled trades, those are just kind of like the main ones. But if we don't have any more skilled laborers, skilled workers, how can we build our infrastructure? How can we repair our infrastructure if everybody went to college to be Professor Badass? Who the hell is going to fix our streets? Who's going to know that, okay, we got to dig this in order to replace these sewer pipes and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop? You can do a whole hell of a lot more with your hands-on skills than you can with that piece of debt paper. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to be done. My father is from the old school. My father is 61 years old. He'll be 62 this year. My father is from the old school. When he roll, we roll. See, y'all be too nice with y'all kids. The old school parents was not nice. Get up. It's time to go to work. Get up, get outside and cut the grass. I don't feel like it, Mom. Okay, Billy, it's okay. You can do it later. No, it wasn't none of that. Get your ass up, get outside, cut that grass now.
Now, yeah.
Now, not I'll do it later. No, you're not going to do it later. You're going to do it now. My parents come from my parents come from the now generation. New generation, that's the later generation. You let your kids talk to you wherever you want to. My parents didn't play that. You going to cut the grass now. You going to get up and go to work with me now, not later, now. Get up, get dressed, there's some food on the stove. I used to hate that. I used to hate it. I'm not gonna lie. I used to hate it. Getting up on my off days, on Saturdays. If I got sick of school, it wasn't no going home. My father would come get me. He'd take me to the job site because my father was home improvement. He ran his own home improvement company for a number of years. If I got sick of school, he'd be like, Dad, we going home? No, you going to the job site. Alright, you feeling sick, here go this bucket. If you feeling like you're gonna throw up in this bucket or throw up in the toilet over there. But until you do, grab this broom and sweep this up. That's how it was. So eventually it got to the point when my father started teaching me how to do drywall, how to do plumbing, how to sweat pipes, how to sweat copper pipes, how to install plastic PVC pipes. He taught me how to do electrical work. My father taught me a number of skills that I find myself using as an adult. The stuff that I never thought I'd appreciate as a kid, I appreciate so much as an adult. Because these are skills, practical life job skills that I can use to help myself. I've saved my mom money by installing lights, range hoods, outlets, all type of little stuff. My mom called me up, hey, can you install a range hood? Yeah, sure. And it's not hard. Electricity is easy. You got a hot, a cold, and a ground. The hot goes to the hot, the cold goes to the cold, and the ground is just put on like a piece of copper or something to, of course, ground. It's so simple. It's not hard. You just gotta do it. It's stuff that I never thought I'd appreciate as a kid, but I appreciate now. And now that I know how to do these things, I'm gonna use those skills to parlay into my next business venture. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. But when I do my next business venture, I'm going to use those skills and I'm going to parlay into the next thing. You're not going to get that from going to college. You're not going to get those practical life job skills by going to college. And, I was kind of talking to Tony about this. He's like, well, school's never been about practicality. It's always been about theory. Theory. And school was theory. And they teach you theory. Then you go out there and you learn how to do it. And that's when practicality comes in. And I'm like, okay. But what about all the home ec classes? In your day, I said, okay, school is about theory. Okay, let's give you that. But what about practical classes? Back in your day, they had home ec, they had they had auto shop, they had wood shop. Those are practical skills. So you mean to tell me that school is only supposed to teach you theory? I took home ec, I failed, I think. Because it was like sewing. I was a terrible sewer. I'm not good at sewer. I can cook, but I can't sew. Worth a darn. But I'm like, okay, if school's only supposed to teach you theory, whatever happened to auto shop, wood shop? Do you have programs that teach kids how to grow their own food? Those are practical classes you can have in school. So school should not be just about theory. It should also be about practicality. At least give them an idea of what they want to do or what they can do. That's all I got to say.
I agree.
You think school should have more practical classes? Like, sure, you're sitting in class and you're like 1 + 1 is 2, sure. But shouldn't there be some more hands-on classes? I mean, you can't necessarily say that school is all theory because I went to Job Corps and I had my regular, mind you, I didn't have my high school diploma, so I had my academic classes, but the training hands-on. when you did a trade, especially a skilled labor trade, like you was down on Trade Row, you learned how to do the job. Their job at Job Corps was to give you a solid, basic understanding of what you are doing. I was a cement finisher. I was pretty good at it. It gave me a solid understanding of what it takes to be a cement finisher, and then the only thing I would have to do there is go under an apprenticeship. So, Rebecca, do you think we should have more practical classes in school?
No. Well, hold on. What is your definition of practical classes?
I'm talking about stuff that teaches you life skills.
Oh, hell yes. Okay, I got the wrong idea. When I'm thinking practicum, like the BS classes, like algebra, stuff we took in high
practical,
school.
like,
no,
having a swath of land for each class. Like, hey, this is your section for class 1 to learn how to plant your own crops and grow your own crops. Okay, this is auto shop. This is whatever the hell, you know.
I think that college should solely be based, and it should solely be, let me think.
The practical class is more like a high school, junior high, grade school sort of thing.
I think all college classes should be just that.
What, hands-on?
It should be exactly what you need in your everyday life in order to do the job.
Exactly, but they don't teach you how to be an entrepreneur. They teach you how to work for somebody else. And before we move on, Rebecca, I just have 2 questions for you. Steve Jobs, did he graduate college?
Steve Jobs did what?
Did Steve Jobs graduate college?
No, he did not.
But yet he's the co-founder of Apple, a multi-billion-dollar company, correct?
That's correct.
And what is that other guy's name? The owner of Microsoft. What's his name? Bill Gates. Did Bill Gates graduate from college?
No.
Did Mark Zuckerberg graduate from college?
No, but he did steal somebody's idea, allegedly.
I mean, he's a Caucasoid. That's what they do. So, those 3 examples dispel the myth of you saying that you absolutely have to go to college to make something of yourself. They did.
Prime example. Real quick. This girl and this guy was doing this little dating video that I seen on YouTube. And, basically she was one of those females where she was like, you gotta be in a relationship with somebody who go to school. She's like, you gotta be in a relationship with somebody who goes to school. He said he tried college, it wasn't for him. He makes really good money. He made 6 figures a year being a car salesman. Make 6 figures a year. He said, his nephew's getting ready to graduate high school. He's going to college. He totally supports anyone who goes to college. He was like, but I don't feel like your college should be your end all, or that should end your relationship because you meet somebody who don't go to college. So she was like, well, how am I supposed to have an intelligent conversation, with somebody? And he was like, but just because you have a college degree, that doesn't make you smarter.
No.
He said, in my experience, somebody with a college degree, they miss out a lot on life, the everydays of life, because they're going to school, they're so focused on studying. He said, if you want to go to school, if I'm with somebody who wants to go to college, I'm all for it. Do you, but don't knock me or diminish me or who I am and my character because I don't go to college and I don't have a degree. Because at the end of the day, are you working? She was like, no. He said, exactly. She said, but I have a 4.0. He said, but a 4.0, he said 4.0 GPA can't pay your rent. They can't pay your lights. They can't pay your gas. She's like, oh, well, I have a, she was like, I have a, she's like, well, I have a partial scholarship and the rest of it, I have student loans. He said, yeah, but when you graduate, wonderful. But is that going to help you pay your student loan debt right now? Can, you know, do you have a job that you're saying, okay, well, I have student loans, but you're not even able to pay your student loans right now, which is going to accrue interest by the time you do get a job to be able to pay those. He was like, so don't try to knock me because I'm making anywhere between $100 to $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year without a college degree, with zero student loan debt. He said, I don't knock anybody that goes to college, but don't try to make me feel bad because I didn't go and try to make it seem like you can't have an intelligent conversation with me because my brain is big enough to learn just about anything, if not more, than what you're being taught. He was like, you're being conditioned. You're only being taught certain things. I have the time and ability to be, and the resources to be able to reach more than that. So.
Zero college debt. See that? Zero college debt. I am in complete agreement with the brother. I had a similar situation with a young, miseducated young lady. She is a doctor. I am all happy for her, absolutely. I don't have anything against her. But I was talking to her one day, and we were basically having the same conversation. And she's like, well, I want a man who's graduated college, and woo. I was like, well, why do you want a dude who's graduated college? Well, I just want somebody who's intelligent and can hold an intelligent conversation. Well, I've never graduated college, and I am equally, if not smarter than, majority of college graduates, so I can hold an intelligent conversation just fine. I have an expansive vocabulary. Well, I just would prefer to have a man who went to college. But why? Why? You know, you can not graduate college or not go to college and still make a decent living for yourself. Well, I just prefer to have a man who graduated college. I'm like, alright. I left it alone. Nice, don't get me wrong, she's very nice, but you had this, well, he gotta go to college. He gotta graduate college. Alright, well, that's cool. You gonna miss out on a whole lot of good dudes by just looking for that college graduate dude. And if you find that college graduate, hey, more power to you, you know what I mean? I'm not mad at you. Do what you do. But I'm just saying there's flaws in your logic. Many of them. Rebecca, what do you do when you're getting verbally abused while at work?
Well, I typically handle it in a very educated manner, which is not, just sitting and taking it and being quiet. At my job, they tried so hard. To do that. It really depends. Honestly, it really depends on what it is. But in my recent situation, I just have this thing in me where I just can't be quiet about something, especially if it happens to me in a certain way. I'm just not going to sit down and just take it. I have to say for what it is. You're not just going to talk to me any kind of way. And just for me to be like, oh, it's all good. I don't do that. I believe in any type of situation, you should be able to stand up for yourself. Now, unfortunately, the people that I work with would do this thing where they would try to say, oh, that's insubordination. And for whatever reason, supervisors and managers think that they're above reproach. They don't think that they can, commit insubordination at all. But yeah, I handle it. I don't care who it is. You ain't gonna talk to me no any kind of way. We have to tell you to the community.
Well, the reason why I brought up this topic is because of my situation. Now, I work security for a light rail alignment system. I know I keep saying it, but for the newcomers who don't know, I work security for a light rail alignment system. And there are public safety officers who think that they're better than the security guards, probably because they're all ex-cops. But majority of them are public safety assholes. So, one night a couple weeks ago, I got a call about getting a drunk dude off of a train. I called for public safety, and I called for an ambulance because dude was drunk or whatever. And I ended up carrying the dude off the train. He ended up sobering up and walking off property. The EMS came. I was like, sorry guys, guy, basically walked off property. He didn't even know for a while. So then PSOs pull up. Well, where's the guy? He walked off property. Well, you don't need to be calling, blah, 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 blah. But he just started going off. I just looked at him like, okay. Okay, all right. And even his white, and he was black, and he was a nigga. He was a nigga showing off his white coworker, and even his white coworker, like, it's kind of like, it wasn't really that serious, like. But I just looked at dude. I was just like, Because, and my situation is a little bit different because I do have a sword for a tongue, and I can cut you to pieces. But if I piss them off, then I got to get a call from one of my bosses. And it's not like they're going to fire me or anything, but I just don't want to have that conversation. Well, you're a good officer. You come into work every day and, just try to, do your job as best you can. I don't want to have that conversation because I already know it's coming. So I handle my situation differently. I just look at him. You hear me? You gonna get way madder at me by me not responding to your bullshit. And last Saturday, I think it was the same PSA, public safety asshole. I'm pretty sure it was the same public safety asshole from that other situation a couple weeks ago. So I was in the bathroom shooting the shit with this bus driver. It's not the actual bathroom. It's a bathroom area, but, it doesn't really necessarily qualify as a break room. It's kind of like when you go to a mall and you got a bathroom, but it's like a little sit area. It's kind of like that. You got two restrooms, but then it's like a little small sitting area for the bus drivers. So I was there talking to the bus driver. I kind of had my radio turned down. I didn't hear it. I came outside, and these two ladies flagged me down. And they was like, hey, we need you to go get that guy. Blah, blah, blah. He's been harassing us. I said, where he at? Oh, he over there. I seen the dude. They was like, oh, the bus is leaving now. But the dude had got a bus and walked off property. So I was like, all right, yeah, he was harassing us. And woo. I was like, yeah, keep your mace on you, keep your little taser or something, just in case this type of thing happens. That's what I suggest for all, especially all women. You need to keep your little pistol, some mace, a taser on you, something, because it's dangerous out here for women. It's dangerous out here for everybody, but especially women. So I was talking to these two black women, and the guy left the property.
Okay.
They got on the bus
Mm-hmm.
and they left. No muss, no muss. No muss, no fuss. So a public safety asshole rolls in looking like he doing about 100 miles an hour. Cause they had called me, Central West End, Central West End, 9 such and such wants you to meet him at the bus turnaround. So public safety asshole was like, where was you at? Let me rephrase that. Where was you at? I was right here. I said, I went to the restroom, and then I came out, and I talked to those ladies who were having an issue. The guy left property. They got on the Kings Highway bus going south. Situation resolved. You didn't hear them calling you? No, I didn't. He just started going off. I'm like, well, you take a 35 whenever you want to go to the restroom. You hear me? And I had my shades on too, and it was like raining and shit outside. I know that nigga was extra mad because I didn't even take my sunglasses off to look him in his eyes. So that probably pissed him off even more. And he's like, you take a 35, or 35 was a break. You take a 35 whenever you use the restroom, okay? Okay.
That's stupid.
Then he rolled out. So a little later on, this bus driver was like, hey, was that you? Was that a pub 900, not public safety officer that was talking to you earlier? I was like, yeah. Oh, he was disrespectful. I wouldn't have taken that. Now, it's mostly black people that work for Metro.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, well, I wouldn't take that. And whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. I don't know how you could take it. Simple. Your words don't mean shit to me. Well, I couldn't do it. I'm like, it's like Malcolm X said, be respectful, be courteous, but if they put your hands on you, send them to the cemetery. He put his hands on them.
It's one of those, fight your battle type situations. You ain't got to fight every battle. But when they get to being racist and prejudiced, I got something to say. We got a problem.
That's true, but this was a house Negro.
Yeah.
This is one of them house Negroes. And people don't understand because you get set off by a few little words. Again, going back to these old children's nursery rhymes, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
True.
Now, I ain't saying if somebody calling you a nigga, you ain't gonna haul off on them. I ain't saying that now. If a white supremacist call you a nigga, by all means, haul off. But, do you think that I'm worried about your little pussy ass words coming over here talking to me like, bruh? And people like, I don't know how you could take that. I'm like, it's not a big deal. Because first of all, he gonna leave in 5 minutes anyway, and I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing. And second of all, I'm this type of nigga. There are two types of people in this world, Rebecca. There are those who work for 30 years, and there are those who sit on a beach in Barbados and wait for the check to hit their account. That's what I tell people. I'm like, what I got going on in my life is far more important than his little pussy ass miserable life, nigga. If you feel like you get your rocks off, you feel like you get a nut in your pants by speaking to me a certain way, nigga, then by all means. But you, how old? You in your 50s? And you still working for somebody. You been a fucking cop for the rest of your life. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with cops. But again, nigga, I'm trying to do one of these numbers. I'm trying to be sitting out by the beach in Barbados, in Jamaica somewhere. By the time I'm his age in my 40s and 50s, I want to be doing just like this. I want to be sipping. I want to be sitting on the beach in Barbados, hanging out with Rihanna. I want to be sipping on my little drink. I got my little drink. Yeah, I got my little coconut drink from Barbados. I just want to sit on the beach and just sip my little coconut drink. Just be And then I want that notification.
Rihanna.
And then I want that notification to hit my account. Bing! And I'm going to look at my phone. Oh, yes. Looks like that check just hit my account. That's the type of shit I'm talking about, nigga. While I'm trying to be on vacation while checks hit my bank account.
Yeah.
You gotta work for your life. And you gotta continue to work because your miserable pension ain't nothing. That's why I say I'm trying to be traveling across the globe. I want to travel around the world. I want to go to Africa. I want to go to Asia. You know, I want to go to Thailand. I want to go to Jamaica. I want to go to a lot of places. And I want to be on vacation while people are working for me. The only thing I got to do is make a phone call. Hey, what's going on? Yeah. How's everything going down there? Oh, everything's good. Alright. You had any problems? No, no problems. Alright. Alright, that's cool. Alright, well, just call me if you need me. Alright, cool. I'll holler at you. Bye.
Hey.
Them type of phone calls I'm trying to make. I'm trying to talk to my workers from across the globe. Be like, hey, what's up, bro? How's everything going in the business? Alright, cool. Alright. You know, you gotta work your life. You gotta work your entire life just so you can survive in old age, bruh.
Yep.
I'm not trying
back in the day, people depended on like Social Security and all that stuff. And we had a position where, hell, by the time we hit 65, hell, by the time we 55, ain't no Social Security, man.
No, Social Security's dried up because the baby boomers sucked it all up.
Ain't no Social Security. We in so much debt, we can't even get paid for working all the work we did. Ain't that interesting?
And them all your white
all
people,
the taxes we pay?
Them all your white people who keep buying up $60,000 worth of credit card jewelry at Jared's.
Bruh. And don't want to pay. Let me explain something to y'all. And this is finna sound real jacked up, but the majority of people that I deal with in regards to that, it ain't black people. It's white people. 90% of the people that I run across that are $20, $30, $40, $50 to $100,000 in debt are white people. And they got an attitude when you asking them for a payment. Like you did something wrong by telling them, hey, sir and or ma'am, give up the muchos dineros. You just spent up all this money. Don't y'all understand? I ain't got no money. Oh, okay.
You hear me? So, you know, that's one situation. Now, I have lost jobs because I have spoken out against different people. And sometimes those are sacrifices that you have to make. But, you know, I had a conversation with my boss. I don't know if I ever talked about this on the podcast, but I had a conversation with my supervisor when he cut my hours. And this guy, he's white, obviously. He wanted to pull me in a whole other building where wasn't nobody at, so he could tell me that he gonna cut my hours. Well, listen, Dave, man, we really like you here. You know, they gotta go through the whole speech. We really like you here.
Oh, don't you hate that? I hate that. Nigga, just get to it.
Let's get to it.
Oh, it pisses me off.
Look, man, we're gonna have to cut you out. We're gonna have to cut you back down. We're gonna have to cut you down to 5 hours, man. It's not me, man. It's not me. You know, it's not me. I'm like, look, man, I know it's not you.
Because they don't want you to be mad at them. Go ahead.
Right. But I'm like, look, dude, I know it's not you. You don't control the hours over this account. It is the owner of the company who controls the hours, because he's going to tell you, regardless of what you say, he's going to tell you, I want to slash hours. So I'm like, I know it's not you. And he asking me if I'm all right. Are you all right? Are you all right? Are you all right? And I just got tired of his ass asking me if I was okay. And I said, yeah, I'm alright. What you think I'm gonna do? Blow up this building? Yeah. My people don't blow up buildings and shoot up schools. Your fucking people do that. And he walked off. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Uncomfortable. Got uncomfortable.
You asking me if I'm alright, nigga. When the last time you seen a nigga on the news shooting up a school, a movie theater, a hospital, YouTube, Google, Apple? When the last time you see a nigga shoot up a building? I'll wait. Niggas will shoot up the block. They might shoot up each other. I'm not saying it's right. But in comparison, a white person will go into a club and shoot up 40, 50 people. A nigga might shoot up 5 or 10. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying this is the difference between us. So, what to do when you're getting verbally abused at work? It just depends on your situation. But you have to have enough smarts to discern, and this is a situation where I want to go off on them, and this is a situation where I just want to stay silent. Because it's like an old proverb that says, if you don't put any wood on the fire, eventually it will go out.
That's true.
So sometimes you do need to
pick and choose,
address it, and sometimes you don't. And it's not like the PSOs are my supervisors. I could easily write them up, but I just don't want to have to hear nobody's mouth and have that conversation. Not that I'm afraid of my bosses. It's just the hassle, and I don't want to deal with the hassle. You know what I mean? So that's why I just answer your questions. I don't give you no more or no less, and you gonna get mad and you gonna leave. Alright. Bye. See you later. Don't come back anytime soon.
Yeah, I hate that. Like, we have this manager, what she'll do is, before she gives you like bad news, oh, how's your day? You already know. Bruh, I couldn't take it no more. She'll go, well, how was your day? How are things going for you? Okay, is everything going great? How is this? What's going on, doctor's appointment? And I just got mad. And I was like, hey, let's get to it. Wrap it up. I don't like you. You don't like me. Let's just get to what you're calling me for.
Did you pull out the wrap it up box, Rebecca? That nigga set that box on the table. Rebecca, you're being fired. Okay, thank you.
Like, I'm like, come on, man, wrap it up. Let's get to it. Like, you're calling me because this, and this. This is what I'm not going to do. This is what I'm not going to do. This, and this. I already know you disagree. Go ahead and send that email confirmation with your boss's name on it. Have a good day. Anything else? Goodbye. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that, man. Like, just get to it. You ain't got to do all that. Well, you done this really well. You done that really well. And blah, blah, blah. Well, you know, we really... like, I just get frustrated. Like, come on, man. Look, like, just cut it. Let's get with it. Like, come on.
Let's just
around with all this
to the chase. Let's just get on with it.
Oh, come on, bro. I don't even like you. You can't stand me. We're where? What do you want?
I completely agree. In other news, St. Louis City is on the move as far as trash services and illegal dumping.
With that?
Well, basically, the city of St. Louis is cracking down on illegal dumping. So they're going to start putting up cameras, and they're going to start try to catch people doing illegal dumping in like lots and empty houses and stuff like that. So they're going to crack down on illegal dumping. And also they're expanding their trash services. So they will be doing a shift from 4 to 12 and then from 12 to 8. They'll be running 2 shifts. And basically the reason behind this is a lot of our trash trucks are dying. And, you know, of course, Rebecca, you've lived in the city, you know that trash removal is kind of a problem.
Yep.
Because niggas fill up the trash cans so fast, especially those niggas who do illegal dumping. Technically, you're not supposed to dump trash from a house that you're rehabbing in the dumpster.
True.
Because the dumpster is for residential use. If you do, you at least leave some room for everybody else. But no, niggas want to overflow the dumpsters till the point where it's all trash and stuff laying on the side of the dumpster and stuff like this here. And so St. Louis said in order to combat that, until they get some more trucks and stuff on the road, they're going to be running 2 shifts, going to be running longer, so that they can improve trash pickup services in hopes to keep the city cleaner. What do you think about that?
I think that's awesome. They should have been doing it. In my opinion, they should have been doing that a long time ago.
Well, you know.
I know.
Better late than never, I guess.
True, but I think it's a good idea. And I hopefully the plan works.
I hope it does. Because I'm not gonna lie, I get sick and tired of going through the alley and there's trash laying on the side of the dumpster. I'm like,
It's everywhere. And then you see boards, nails, all kind of, you know, whole pieces, sheets of glass and stuff, all kind of stuff out there.
Man.
I hate walking through the city, and just like behind Mama's house. You know, Mama, she tried to keep, alright, so she owns that side piece of alley that's on the side of the house.
Yep.
And then she owns the alley behind the house.
Right.
Even though it's connected to the people who live behind, she still owns that strip of alley that goes all the way down to the back of the garage. So typically in the summertime, what she'll do, like once a week or once every 2 weeks, she'll come behind Sweet. We used to spend hours, bruh, every summer. Matter of fact, I'm going down there in May, and she's talking about going back there in May. Sweeping everything behind alley. Nigga, don't even
street sweepers. Hey, dog. Hey, look here, dog. I'll pay you $35. Come run through this alley real quick.
Let me tell you something. It just seems like the neighborhood crackhead is never around when I need him. Because we used to hours, bro. She's gonna come. When you come down here in May, how many days to work for? You know, just so I know, old people are really good at putting folks to work. But I digress.
Oh yeah.
But she will be back there working, 4 arms and all, for 4 hours, cleaning up the back of the alley and the side part of the alley.
Yep.
4 hours. But she gets frustrated too because people will come from anywhere. Like one day, we was back there cleaning up the side of the alley that's close to the Adelaide, and this dude just came with this truck and dumped all this wood and old furniture. I'm talking about, he dumped it out so fast it was nothing that we could even do. Like, we was like, hey man, what you doing? And by the time we reached him, he was in the truck that hit a left and pulled off. We was hella mad because we had just spent 4 hours the day before cleaning all of this stuff that he dumped back there. We was pissed. But yeah,
they
should have been doing it.
That when the street sweeper comes and cleans the streets, I think they should sweep the alleys too.
I agree.
I think that would be a good thing. I really do. But I'm happy that the city of St. Louis is stepping up their trash removal services, and it might be because St. growing. They got the new aquarium going in at Union Station.
Yep,
they got the NGC going down there at Grand and Cass, not Grand and Cass, but Cass and Jefferson, where the old Pruitt Igo used to be. They got all of that. They got all that shit across the street. So, unfortunately, I hate to say that when white people are on the move, stuff suddenly changes. But sometimes those effects can be good for all of us. So I am very glad that they are trying to better their trash pickup services. And I think that would be better because, like, the dumpsters fill up so fast. Especially on, like, don't let it be like a holiday. Don't let it be a holiday, nigga, and they didn't pick up the trash a couple of days before, and the trash was supposed to be picked up on a holiday, but now they pick it up on the day after. Oh my God. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July, dumpsters be full. You be like, oh yeah, they gonna come dump this shit. Oh God. And I think they should crack down on illegal dumping. It would help if more neighbors were nosy. And I don't mean nosy to the fact that, you know, hey, I'm out in the front lawn smoking weed and barbecuing with the neighbors. No. I mean nosy as in watching people do all this illegal dumping, because it was somebody who dumped like a bunch of lawn and leaf bags by my neighbor's house in the alley. And I actually think he moved out of the house. Actually, no, I know he did move out of the house. So I don't know what's going on with it, but these bags was just sitting there for months. And I started to pick them up and throw them in the yard waste dumpster, but I'm like, it's not my house. It's not my alley. If I owned that house next to the alley, I would have gotten that picked up, yes. And then I came by today and somebody cleaned up the alley. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But that comes with reconditioning the mind and teaching people to respect their environment and things of that nature, which is something that we as black people have to do. So again, unless you're using that debt certificate to help your community, fuck off.
Tell me how you really feel then.
That's how I feel. Let me see. Should black women pay for dates?
I'm gonna let you take this one first, since you are the man in this situation.
Well, this was a topic that Zoe Williams posted on his page, and it was a question asked by one of his female listeners. She asked him, should black women pay on dates? And there was this must have been a man who came up with this. And he was like, oh, it was a woman who sent this to me. But yes, black women should definitely pay for dates. I think all women should pay for dates. I think that the man should definitely take the initial lead. Let's just say it's one or two ways you can do this. You can go Dutch until you feel like you can spend money on this woman, until you feel like she's worth spending money on, or you can pay for the first date or two. That's what I'll usually do. I will usually pay for the first 2 dates. Bring the weed, or I'll pay for the food, or I'll cook, I'll have you over, whatever it is. I'll usually pay for the first 2 dates. If we order emos, I'll usually pay. Now I believe Miss Lip says that she pays on the third date. And I like her thinking, because I will give you the first 2 dates, but the third date you either need to pay, or you need to invite me over to your house for some soul food or something. You gotta cook. That's the way I feel. And, it can work that way. And I remember Lisa cooked one time. I was over Lisa's house, and she had cooked up some good food, and she ran to the store to go get some cigarettes. By the time she got back, all the dishes was washed. I was wiping off the kitchen table, and I was sweeping, mopping the floor. But I'm that type of dude. You soft. No, nigga, that's a fucking man. Nigga, if you cook, I can clean. If I cook, you can clean. Or if I pay for this date, you can pay for that date. And I mean, that's kind of amongst friends anyway. Like, I could call up Rebecca, and I'd be like, Becky, let's go out. Becky be like, I ain't got no money. I'd be like, that don't worry about that. Do you want to go out? She'd be like, yeah, all right, cool. It's the same with me. Rebecca might call me, hey, what's up, nigga? I want to go out and get something to eat. I want to go see a movie. I'd be like, I ain't really got no money. Becky be like, nigga, did I ask you about your money, nigga? I ain't asked you. I'd be like, fine.
I feel that's fair. I feel like if I call you and say, hey, if I call you and invite you out, I feel like I should pay. That's how I feel. Or sometimes I'll just get an inkling to pay. Like, say, if you and Regis go out to eat and we all there, okay, just put it on one check. Especially in our last situation, because I was the one who suggested we go to that other restaurant and eat. We didn't necessarily have to go there, but I suggested we go there.
It was a whole hell of a lot better than that nasty ass food at the Helium Comedy Club.
It was a great suggestion because we all ate good.
We sure did. Regis tore up that beer chicken.
Yes, he did.
I had the swordfish.
It was your tiki drink.
Yes. Oh man, tiki drink was fire. It was on point. Me and Little Tiki
and I had some crab cakes with asparagus. And even finished eating all the crab cakes. I was putting food on Regis' plate and some salmon, but that's neither here nor there.
I think I finished the crab cakes. I was like, give me them crab cakes.
Yes, you did finish crab cakes. I ended up giving Regis
and they was
food.
on point too, man. Shout out Weber Grill Restaurant at the Galleria. I would definitely be going back.
Food was bizarre. But I suggested, okay, I'll get the ticket because I suggested we go there. But yeah, I feel like it's nothing but fair. I feel like if I ask, hey, let's go today, I'm going to swing ticket, whether it's first, second, or third date. It doesn't matter. Now, if it's a situation where we go out to eat, and even if I invite, and I say, I got the ticket, if the man stuff to say, no, I got it, I'm going to say, okay. Because you made that decision to go ahead and take the ticket, but I would definitely make sure I pick it up on the next one.
No, I got this. I got this.
Man, like, I mean, and it happens with, like, especially when I go out with Armand. If it's me, Armand, and the rest of us, Armand be like, don't worry about it, I got it. He paid for the ticket. And I don't be sitting there waiting to see who's gonna pay for it. I will pull out my wallet, get the fumbling through some stuff, make sure I find the right card I want to use. He'd be like, no, I got it. I say, okay. It's the same way with Regis. We go out to dinner. Regis will go ahead and pay for the ticket. Whether it's me or whether it's me and Mama, Regis be like, nah, I got it. He pull out his card, pay for the meal. I don't think there's nothing wrong with a woman paying for a date. Some women that I know feel like they should never have to pay for a date. And I don't feel that's fair. Men want to feel like they've been taken care of too. It is selfish to think that your black ass, or in my culture, your black ass should be able to always eat for free. I don't think that's fair. Now I will say this. When I go out to dinner, whether it's Regis or whether it's a male friend, I have yet to have to open my own door. That is something I've just gotten accustomed to. I have yet to have it happen.
Right.
Which I thoroughly appreciate, because that means that all the men that I hang around are gentlemen. Does that mean they have to pay for my food? No and no. A lot of you women gonna be alone cause y'all think these men gonna pay for your meal.
Well,
you're gonna be alone and hungry.
Well,
at home with your glass of wine, watching Scandal.
Well, let me tell you, ladies, something. If I pick up the check and we've been dating for a minute, the least you can do is pick up a tip. Pick up that tip. If your husband or your friend picks up the tab, the least you can do is leave a tip for your waiter.
Tip him.
It'd be like, what was that Eddie Griffin say? be female, be like, I gave you all this pussy. You like, I gave you all this dick, so we even.
I forgot all about that joke. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. I forgot all about that joke.
So yes, women, take care of your men.
Yeah.
Like, it's certain stuff that I look for in a woman before we're even necessarily dating.
Better take care of it. Somebody do it for you.
So it's just like a woman is looking for you to be generous, courteous, kind. Well, most have decent women with a mind anyways. They're looking for certain things. So it's just like my situation with Jessica. A few weeks ago, I had bought a pineapple, so I take it home and juice it. Jessica happens to love pineapples. So I think she asked me if that pineapple was for her. You know how it went. Is that pineapple for me? And it's like, do you want the pineapple? Because I'm not gonna necessarily give it to you. I want you to tell me what you want. You're a grown woman. I want you to open up your mouth. Do you want the pineapple? She was like, yes. I gave her a pineapple. Thank you. That means a lot. That's the type of stuff that women look for, and vice versa. That's the type of stuff that dude looks for. Did this female offer to cook for me? Did she offer to bring me lunch? Did she go out with me and she paid? You know, these are the things that I look for as a man. So just like, it's not a big deal, but like yesterday, like I say, you know, me, I'm kind of feeling Jessica out. So she asked, she had like an orange, like, you want a piece of orange? I was like, sure, I'll take a piece of orange. Then she had offered me some of her salad, like, hey, you want some of this salad? I'm like, no, I'm good, you can have it, thank you though. Those are the type of things that I look for. Be like, okay, so you're unselfish. You're thinking about somebody other than yourself. Even if we're not trying to talk on that level, it shows that you have some sort of compassion for somebody else. But generally when women offer you food, they like you anyways. But she could have been like, well, this is my fruit and this is my salad and I don't have to give anything to anybody. And that would have been okay because she bought and paid for it. That's her stuff. But she offered it to me and I accepted it because I like oranges. So, just want to put that out there. This type of stuff too. We might not say it, but we look for the signs. Like I say, the art of taking hints is a lost art. 85% of all communication is nonverbal. We have lost the ability, I'm going to say all of us, but a lot of us have lost the ability to be able to interact with each other without saying anything. So these are the type of things, like if somebody offers you something, it's like, okay, now I see who you are.
Right.
You're a person who doesn't mind giving to others. Like, okay, that's something, that's something that I could deal with. That'd be like, okay. A man would look at that and be like, okay, this woman might be good to have kids with.
They can work with it.
Yeah, because she cares about other people than herself. Certain stuff people look for. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I could have said no. Sometimes I do say no to whoever because I might not necessarily want that. But I always I always say like, thank you, or sure, I'd love an orange, thank you, or no, I really don't want, I don't want a banana, no thank you, bananas make me throw the itch, blah, blah, blah. So that's just kind of how I feel about it, you know what I mean? So yes, black women should definitely pay for dates. You should definitely cook for your man, show your man, or show the dude that you like appreciation. When you off one day, call that dude up. Don't even ask him if he want lunch. Ladies, I'm gonna give you a secret here. Not ask dude if he want lunch. Cook lunch and call him and bring it to him. Hey, what's going on? Hey, look, I was thinking about you, and I cooked some lunch. I got some blah blah blah, and I got some other stuff, and I got some little carrots with some ranch dip. When you take your lunch, and then I'm gonna tell you, a real female was gonna have lunch with you. Hey, look, I cooked lunch for the two of us. When are you taking lunch? I want to do lunch with you. Now she initiating some stuff, so you'd be like, okay, that's a real. But if she don't never come through, like Sarah Lancaster. Sarah Lancaster. She was the white girl who was married to that stupid husband. And I was trying to get her to bring those resources over to my side. She kept on be like, oh, I can cook.
Oh, her.
She's like, I can cook and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, well, bring me some food then. And she kept saying that she gonna bring me some food. I'm gonna bring you some food. And she never brought me any food. And then when I got with Kim.
That's when she's, hey.
Right, but I kind of already stopped talking to her anyway. But when I had got with Kim, her other little way, because I would just ignore her. Like, I am the master of being all into you. And then the next day, I will pretend like you do not exist.
Ooh, cold got to be.
Aqua Nation, baby, Aqua Nation. The same thing to M's God. M's God was this big titty Haitian chick. She's fine too, boy. M's God fine. I seen her on the bus not too long ago. I still ain't. She's like, oh, David, how you doing? Hey, what's up, M's God? And I walked to the back of the bus. You're trying to holler at me then, but yeah, okay. So as far as M's God is concerned, I asked her out. I was like, yes, what you doing this weekend? Let's go out. She ain't say nothing. So I was like, oh, okay, I got you. I didn't speak to her. I ain't say nothing to her. I ain't look her direction. And then if she don't see me, she calling me. Hey, David, where you at, David? Where you at? Oh, now you concerned about where I'm at. Okay. But yeah, as far as, no, it was Tara Lancaster. That's what, it's not Sarah, it's Tara Lancaster. And her little white friend was like, oh, you think you good? Cause you got a girlfriend now? And I was like, another one of them situations where if I have to take a deep breath and exhale, I'm getting ready to say something that's going to shatter your whole world. So I was actually walking away. I was going to go to, I think I was headed to the 90, no. I was in the 86 building. So I was in the old building. The 86 building is where the cafeteria is at. Excuse me. So I was walking away and her little white friend was saying something. I mean, both of them white, but her little friend was saying something. This got a girlfriend, something she said. And I was just like, look here. The only reason why I was talking to you anyway is because I was trying to fuck. Now that I know that you're not fucking, I'm no longer interested in talking to you. So leave these like, flat out. If you poke the bear, you're going to get the claws. If you poke the bear, you're going to get the claws. So you had a whole attitude because you thought you could put some of that white girl magic on me. You fool. You want food? You thought you could put some of that white girl magic on me, then you got mad that I fucking moved on. Then you telling your little girlfriend that I moved on. Or I'm not talking to you, I'm not paying you any attention anymore. And now your outspoken friend has to say something. Now I'm like, okay, look, the reason why I was talking to you because I wanted to fuck. You don't seem like you gonna fuck, so there's no point in me even talking to you anymore. That was my whole purpose for talking to you in the first place, so I could fuck. And they was like, they mouth was open like, yeah, that's what I thought. So, yeah. If a female promises she gonna cook you and she never does, she don't get, drop her like a bad habit and find you a female who will cook for you. Let's see. What time do we have here? Okay. So there was a South African woman sentenced to 3 years in prison for being racist. I think that is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm glad that South Africans are getting on code and starting to punish these white supremacists. And I'm actually scrolling through my Facebook. I'm getting ready to pull up the article here. But basically, long story short, this South African white woman had called the police, and two black police, black African police showed up. And she was just going off, I won't know, Kaffers is a South African term for basically like nigga. So she's like, I want, you Kaffers. No, I want a white police officer. I want an Indian police. I don't want to deal with you much. I don't want to deal with you Kaffers. Blah, 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 blah. And I think she said some racial slurs like 40 times in a row. At which point the black officer locked her ass up, and she came into court with cornrows on.
Yes, she did.
I'm not racist. Yeah, sure. So, it says, this is according to theroot.com by David Young. He says, I do not know Vicky Somberg, the South African woman sentenced to 3 years in prison after her racist tirade towards a black police officer. So I wouldn't pretend to know why she decided to appear in court Wednesday with fresh cornrows. But I've got my theories and suspicions. So many theories and suspicions. And she says, yeah, he's got basically a bunch of, he goes off on him, but yeah, basically that's pretty much what it is. He's kind of, the rest of he's basically just clowning the woman like, oh, she can be in jail and start her little cornrow braiding, hustling. He was just basically like a satire. But that's basically the long and short of the whole thing. You know, she was being racist towards this black officer, and he locked him up because they have laws against racism. If you want to enforce the law, make up your own laws, cool, go for it, do it. That's what they do to us. They make it illegal for you to be black, basically. So when they take over power, hell yeah, write them racist laws. And South Africa's not the only place that has racism laws. There's a couple of other places and countries that have racism laws. It's just America has no racism laws. But yeah, it's some other places where you can straight get locked up for being racist. And you see how she tried to be slick and come into court with some fresh cornrows.
Yes, she did. She really did.
Come on, white girl. We don't believe you. You need more people. Am I glad she got sentenced to 3 years? Hell yeah, I'm glad she sentenced to 3 years. Should have gave her life. She's probably a thug. She's probably a criminal. She probably does drugs, you know. Lazy ass white people just won't pull themselves up by them bootstraps.
I knew it was going there.
Always gotta get the work of the black man or the brown man and take all the credit for it. Which is why homeboy told the other guy the only thing the white man ever invented was the patent office.
Oh my gosh, where do I be when these conversations happen? I feel like I missed out on everything.
Man, so Rebecca,
Yes,
how do you
sir.
feel about the racist white woman getting sentenced to jail?
She should. She should. I never thought that I would live long enough to see that happen. Ever. Honestly, I never thought I'd live long enough to see that happen. I'm still shocked by it. I think she should. Why shouldn't she? Now, we could just start locking up some of these white police officers from beating and harassing these black people, then we'll be on to something. And killing these black people, we'll be on to something. But we'll start with her. I think she should. I think I would have loved to been inside of the mind of the judge when they saw her walk in with cornrows. I would have loved to just be there to see or to just hear what somebody thought.
To be a fly on the wall.
Yes, sir. And whoever did her cornrows, the mugs, they was tight. They did a great job. I just can't believe it. On the Rachel Dolezal side of the game.
She went to the African shop.
She probably hired Rachel Dolezal. You know she do hair.
Damn, she flew Rachel Dolezal to Africa.
I need some help, bitch. How'd you do it without going to jail, bitch? I need some
No. Rachel Dolezal.
Man. What they still call her? Rachel Dozer.
Right.
I'm just saying, it's about something great.
Hell yeah, it is.
People may not like it, but that's how I feel.
I know. We were going to discuss gun violence and gun control, but I want to wait till Regis gets on because I know Regis has a lot of thoughts on the subject and I would love to get his opinion. So we will have to save that for another day. But it pains me to have to even talk about this.
Okay.
But Pepper from Salt and Pepper recently underwent some body modifications.
Yeah, her legs look like Vienna sausage.
And she looks horrible. Like, she was already, I think this is a bigger problem than just Pepper. I think this is a bigger problem than just her because we've seen it from not only her, Eve has had some work done. She got the European Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I think Serena may have got a nose job too.
She did.
Right. So Serena got the Euro nose. Who else? Little Kim had that bad. Little Kim had that self-hate bad.
Her whole everything, her skin, her face, her nose, her eyes, her cheeks, her chin. That's a whole different woman.
She went from Little Kim to Little Kim Young-soo.
And what I will give her is that at least she came out and said what it was. Like, she didn't deny it. And she was like, she even told the public, like, I hated myself because everybody around me, everybody just kept cheating on me for white women. I wasn't never good enough. So I wanted to be somebody else. She said it is self-hate. She said I do hate myself. And she said I still have issues with that. Now, does it make it better? No. But I'm just saying, at least she ain't lying about it. Pepper trying to act like she ain't. Legs like Vienna sausages, watermelons on the back.
The breasts,
the skin and
the thighs, the nose. She was
everything
beautiful
is just
without
right.
it, man. What's up with these sisters?
Man, she was that. This the thing. She been had her breast. She been had her breast done, but she got her face and stuff done, and she got her butt done. And it's like, come on, bro. Like, you didn't even need none of that. She lost all that weight and then got enhancements. And it's like, come on, bro. She wasn't even fat. Like,
she wasn't. She was beautiful.
I don't get it.
And her Salt, I don't believe has had any surgeries, and she still looks good.
Still look fine.
Ain't no black don't crack. Now, I can understand, hold on, don't tell me. Gladys Knight.
Gladys Knight did get some work done.
Gladys Knight got work done. But the only thing she did get done, she got that skin snatched back.
Yeah. Why you gotta say it like that?
Because Gladys had a facelift. Gladys Knight had a facelift. And she looks 20, 30 years younger. I think she looks good. Now, I'm not condemning anybody for getting plastic surgery. I mean, some women feel they need it. I mean, like Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland had breast implants a few years ago because she expressed the fact that she never liked the fact that she had small boobs. She never liked the fact that she would never really fill out her shirts the way she wanted to. So Kelly Rowland went and got breast implants. Okay, I'm okay with that. She didn't get those triple F breast implants. You know how some women go from an A cup to like a triple G? She didn't do that. And I'm cool with that. Like, she got a surgery that looks natural. You know what I mean? She got a breast implants and she went up to a full B, like a large B, small C. And because of her slim frame, it looks good on her. She didn't get
it looks natural.
Right, exactly. She didn't get no over excessive flotation device titties.
You're such a guy.
In case of an emergency, you can use these titties as a flotation device.
Pull the string. Lift the nipple and pull the string.
Right.
I hate you, David. I swear I hate you, dude. Oh my God.
Yeah, Gladys Knight, she had that facelift, and she looks 30 years younger. She looks good. I'm not mad at your sister. She didn't get none of her afro features. She didn't change none of her afro features. She just wanted to get a little facelift to get some of that skin tucked. It's okay. Smokey Robinson had that skin tucked back. It's perfectly fine.
Skin tucked back.
He did. Smokey Robinson had that surgery too. It's cool. I ain't mad at you. But don't change your appearance because you don't love yourself. Like, you change your appearance to the point where you hardly even recognizable. So I think I'm sorry. I'm really sad that Pepper went and had them surgeries. But I think it's a bigger issue within the black community of our women not appreciating themselves for who the Creator created them to be. That's just what I think, baby. What do you think?
I agree. I just think that it's just all of that is not necessary and it don't look natural. And then I think, like, who are the people? I can't assume that nobody's not telling them like, hey, you don't need to do this, blah, blah, blah. Because when they had their reality show, so I used to tell Pep all the time, like, you don't need all this extra stuff. You don't need this. You don't need that. You'll find the way you are. And it was just, she did whatever she wanted to do. By all means, you have the right to do whatever you wanted to do. It's just, I would just never understand it. I don't think it was necessary. I don't think that that's something that you had to do. And I think it looks terrible. I do agree that in some instances, some people would say that it is a bigger issue to like self-hate and not being taught to love you and all of you the way that you are. I agree. In Lil Kim's case, I could say that's what it is because she's come out and said, hey, this is what it was. But as far as Pepper, I don't know. All I can do is assume. So, I agree.
Yeah, it's self-hate. No matter how you look at it, you basically deforming your body. Her hips, not even her hips, look like her legs and her butt just like stretched. It just doesn't look natural. Anyway.
Nigga can't even get all the words.
Anyways, we have two more topics and then let's knuck up out of here because it's almost 10 o'clock.
All right then.
So, Orange Juice Jones, singer of The Rain, has not been getting paid for his royalties on the song.
Really? Is that one song I'm thinking about that? I saw you.
That's correct. Walking in the rain. Yeah, that's
that song was imp, boy. That video.
Yeah. So
imp, man.
He didn't actually write the song. It was another guy that wrote the song. Let me see. It was a gentleman, Mr. Bell. Yes. So whoever Mr. Bell is, he wrote the song The Rain. And then basically gave it to Oren, and he liked the song, but he wanted to change it. He wanted to change it some. So he asked the guys, like, hey, can I change the song? And Mr. Bell's like, yeah, sure, you can change the song. So he's co-writer of the song. And basically he says in 1986, I performed and co-wrote the song The Rain, which was ultimately released on Def Jam Records in 86. Simmons and Vincent Bell brought me a song called The Rain that Mr. Bell had written. I recorded the song and Def Jam wanted to include it on my album. I really liked The Rain and felt it could make a really strong single by rewriting it and make it stand out and sound more unique. Russell told me that I was welcome to, but that budget on the album was spent and would have cost me money out of my pocket. He says Mr. Simmons, who was my manager and Mr. Bell's publisher and manager, Mr. Bell and myself agreed to writing and publishing split to be 85% for Mr. Bell and 15% for myself. I have contacted Def Jam and Mr. Simmons multiple times since the release of the song. Was assured many times that 15% of the copyright was owed to me, despite not having received any royalties. This entire time, I've been trying to figure out where my royalties have been going, and it wasn't until recently that I discovered that the song was sampled on the Suicide Squad soundtrack. I refuse as to how it was cleared without my signature or my permission. I've never entered into any publishing agreements in my career, so I know that my signature would have been required. And Russell Simmons came out And he says, as the head of Def Jam in 1986, I signed the artist Orange Juice Jones. I provided Mr. Jones with a song originally written by Vincent Bell entitled The Rain. Orange accepted the song and wrote new vocals and new lyrics and vocal melodies, which turned it into what I felt like was a radio single. And he ends up writing a letter. Yes. Yeah, so let me see. Yeah, so Oren called Russell, and Russell Simmons finally answered the phone, and he also sent a notarized letter to Universal.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, what I just read to you was the notarized letter. It's like, hey, as the head of Def Jam during this time, I can tell you that he was employed by us, and he entered in the agreement with 15% royalties from the song. He hasn't been paid. So I hope the Brother Juice gets paid, because that's one of the best songs ever. Hey, come on in, baby. Come on in. Sit down.
Video with
Sit down. Hey, how was your day, baby? How was your day? Oh, that's good. You know, I followed you today. Nigga like, no. You cold busted. Nigga said, you cold busted. He like, now get out of my house. You gonna be leaving with them hush puppies you got on.
So they help she come back in here with the same bag she came in with.
That's pimp.
Hey man, that's extra pimp.
He basically took everything from that chick that he ever gave her and put her back on the bus.
Yes, he did.
Shout out to Orenthal Jones. Orange Jones. Orenthal is the juice, nigga. This the juice, nigga. This the juice. That's Orenthal.
Oh my bad, I started listening to it on YouTube.
Yes, nigga.
Sorry about that. He in the whole car watching them.
Yeah.
Nigga say you just a squirrel trying to get in there. That's the first time I ever heard that saying.
And before we go, let's get on Brother Stephen Clark.
That's so sad, man.
Yes. Stephen Coon Clark. Let me just say, I am upset at the fact that he got killed as a black man. I do not believe that the brother deserved to lose his life. I don't believe he deserved to lose his life, but at the same time, there was a whole lot of self-hate coming from Stephen Clark. Or Stephon Clark. Not Stephen Clark, Stephon Clark. So, he basically came out and had a series of tweets, I guess a couple of years ago, expressing his hate for black women. Let me see. The Huffington Post has got some of these. I'm trying to see if they had these tweets put up on the Huff Post. No. Alright. Let me go to another. Let me go to another website. Okay, cool. So, Stephon Clark hated himself. He hated his mama, his grandmama, and everybody else who came before him. What the hell? God damn it, Google.
Really?
Tripping, nigga. Yes. He turns out he got that self-hate bad. He says, I don't want nothing black but an Xbox. Dark bitches bring dark days. And then he says, I don't want nothing black but an Xbox 100. So let me see. The first one, when he said that, it was May 2nd. Second time he said that, it was October 27th of 2015. On October 9th of 2015, he tweeted, I don't want nothing black but an Xbox. And his Asian baby mama posted and laughed at all the tweets that he regarded black babies and black women as basically like ain't shit. Apparently his Asian girlfriend also loves using the N-word. And notice that hashtag Stephon Clark co-signed the tweet about babies. Neither Stephon Clark nor his racist Asian baby mama both have active Twitter users mentioned tweeting in support of Black Lives Matter. Nothing regarding Philando, Trayvon, Sandra, Charleston 9, Sam, etc. So let's recap. Stephon Clark had a racist baby mama whose racism he co-signed, had a string of all anti-black woman tweets, and didn't even care enough to show support for Black Lives Matter. But now that it happened to him, we're supposed to care? Nah. And this is a person, Eat More Fruits, who I guess tweeted these out. At Eat More Fruits. Speak to that, Rebecca.
I can. So brother basically had self-hate.
Major.
I don't understand it. I really don't even have words for it. I want to have words, but I don't even have words for it. It's just disappointment, man. I'm not gonna say I'm glad the brother died, because I'm not, but I'm just saying, like,
right.
What are your thoughts on this one? I'm kind of speechless. I'm sorry.
I am not glad that the brother died at all. I do have less sympathy for him now that I know that he was a self-hating coon. I have less sympathy for the man. I mean, it's kind of like you thought that because you don't like black women and you don't Black Lives Matter, I guess he thought that he was exempt from being the next victim of police brutality, or you could say just race soldier brutality. But to say that you don't want nothing black but an Xbox, I don't like black bitches, you basically disrespected your mama. If you got sisters, you disrespected them. You disrespected your aunties, your grandmother, and every woman that came before you in your family lineage. How could you have so much disrespect and disdain for women who birthed you? I can understand if you have a preference for Asian women or a preference for white women or a preference of light black women or darker hue black women. I understand. But that's not what he was doing though. Like, you know, it's just like Gooch the Great. Gooch the Great loves light-skinned, half-breed women or white girls. He don't really like dark-skinned women. I like dark-skinned women. I love dark-skinned women, as a matter of fact. The darker the better. That's not to say that I would not talk to a lighter hue woman. Definitely probably wouldn't talk to no white girl. But, I mean, I don't agree with his, I agree with it. I respect his decisions, but he's not out here saying like all black bitches are raggedy, like on the Tommy Sotomayor side of the game. He's not out here saying that. So, his preference for lighter women, that's his preference, cool. But it's not like all black women are this and the only thing I want black is an Xbox and black whoop, 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 whoop. No. Like, when I found out that he was a self-hating, buck-dancing Negro, that your Asian baby mama co-sign your bullshit, my sympathy for the brother instantly went out the window. And that's kind of the same thing Willie D was saying. Cause I think he was on the Zoe What Show. Yeah, Willie D called into the Zoe What Show the other day, this past Monday. And Zoe was talking to him, and Willie D, it's kind of like myself. Willie D's gonna draw that line in the sand. And Willie D was basically like, fuck him. You hate your mama, you hate your grandmama, you hate all black women, this, that, and the other. Ain't no sympathy for you. Fuck you. He's like, it's messed up that he died. As a black man, it's messed up that you died. You another victim of police brutality. But other than that, he like, fuck Stephon Clark. He like, I ain't got no love for him. He a coon. He a self-hating Negro. And all this, that, and the other love for him. And Willie D like, man, we gotta stop fucking riding for these coons and shit out here. So I am in complete 110% agreement with Willie D. I am sorry that he had to lose his life as a black man. But other than that, I ain't got no sympathy for the brother. Sucks for you. And then his brother, what's his name? Stevante or whatever it is, his brother.
Yeah, I say in the interviews, I was just like,
I don't know what your parents did, but apparently you got a whole family full of coons. Because first of all, this dude walked into a Sacramento courtroom and you chanting, you trying to get some attention, like, okay, cool. Then you on some you on a concert, you dancing on tables. Do y'all love me, Sacramento? Yeah. Do y'all love me, Sacramento? Yeah, nigga, you ain't at no fucking concert. Sit your dumb ass down. You would think you would be a little bit more serious if your brother being murdered by someone. Shot in the back 6 times as he was running away. But no, you want to get out here and act a fool. Then you gonna do all these interviews. And I seen one interview he did. This nigga looked like he on a mariachi outfit.
And the interview he did with Don Lemon, with Don Lemon, I couldn't watch that. I ain't no Don Lemon fan.
Right.
But it was terrible. Like, even when he came in and decided to try to stop that one meeting, that local meeting they had, he just busted and standing on top of the desk and all this kind of...
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't have handled this no other way besides what you did.
Nope, because he wants attention. That's all it is. He wants some attention. And it's just... And I think his brother... I did watch the interview, and he said, he's like, well, he was a father, and he was this, and he said something like, oh, he was a hustler. He got money by any means. Do you know when you say he was a hustler to the dominant society, that automatically going to assume he drug dealer?
Yep.
It would be different if you said, yeah, my brother was a hustler. You know, he worked a job. He rebuilt houses. You know, he walked old lady across the streets or whatever. If you said he is a hustler, you know, he's got multiple sources of income coming in, yes, but you just be like, oh, well, my brother was a hustler. He got money by any means necessary. They're going to be like, I'm a drug dealer. Well, we don't feel bad about being killed. So, we don't love these coons, Rebecca. Anything? No?
No, it's just exhausting, man. Like, it's just exhausting. Like, come on, like, I've seen his brother more in the news than I've seen like his father or his parents.
Right.
Them interviews were awful. Even Willie D was like, man, he said I can't even get through all the videos, all the interviews. It's just a mess. Like, and now he's supposed to, with the governor, what did he say? Something about the government is supposed to, not the government, but the mayor is going to build a memorial for him and build, not a memorial, but a library, some type of art
24-hour.
There you go.
Rec center or something.
And I was like, so that's supposed to be settling for your brother's death? Is that what we doing? Okay, cool.
Yes, Rebecca. Let us take a moment to reflect upon Willie D real quick. Okay. All right.
The slave master in that day used Tom, the house Negro, to keep the field Negroes in check. The same old slave master today has Negroes who are nothing but
modern Uncle Tom. He gon' laugh harder than you cause he a coon. I'm a coon, top down, guns up when I walk. Never call Phil a boss, I'm not a coon. Boom! Mr. Elephant in the room. Nah, just fuck on. Stephen Clark's a coon. I have no love for coons. I'm sorry, so.
Yeah, it's disheartening.
I know, it is. Well, cool. We are at our time limit for today.
Whoa! No, I'm fine.
Yay! We made it through another episode of the Socially Conscious St. Louis podcast. There's so much other stuff we could touch on, but you'll have to wait for the next episode.
This is what Kansas City rice looks like. It's blonde, peas, carrots, and onions.
Okay, that's white people rice.
Yeah, I put it on Facebook.
It's that Panda Express rice.
Panda Express rice is a little bit darker than that.
Rebecca, what do you have going on? How can people reach you? Do you have anything that you would like to promote?
Well, of course I'll be reaching on Instagram at LadyQ1502 at Instagram. I am still on Facebook as Arthur R. Quarles. Really don't have much to promote. I am doing a piece with another black author on the Idea5Starter.com. She's also on Facebook, Jennifer P. Harris. Our subject to talk about this particular week is going to be suicide in the black community. I read a couple pieces on there so far. They were pretty good. Also pulled all of my merch from Amazon because I am pushing with another publisher that's going to put it out a little bit more. So I'll give you guys the deets on that.
Righteous.
That's it for me.
Let me see. As always, you go to Facebook, Instagram, More Lawns St. Louis. That's MOOR Lawns St. Louis on Facebook and Instagram. You can reach me on IG on my personal page, The Overweight Lover, the letter D, OVR, WEIGHT, LVR. You can Facebook at Dave Landrum. It'll have King David in parentheses.
Yeah, man. Boy, they got that business open.
Yes, there's some stuff too, which is developing. I should have my truck out of the shop Thursday. I know y'all have heard this before. This nigga David ain't never getting his truck out the shop. Yeah, it kind of seems that way. But after I had that come to Jesus meeting with the owner and the head Nick, and they have been taking care of me, and I had to get a whole new transmission. And that's a story that I will save for possibly next week. Yeah, that's a story I thought for next week, because if I get my truck, I can tell that story. And, yeah, because I kind of got to use the restroom, so I don't feel like being here any longer. So, with that being said, I'm King David. As always, I'm in here with Lady Q, the author of the RAFG series. And we're out of here until next week, y'all. Holla at, yes, also hit the like, the comment, the subscribe, tell your friends about it. And, slavery was not the best thing that happened to black people.
No.
Peace.